What would happen if you stopped for one full moment right now? What if the most productive thing you could do today? What if the secret of having more? If you're someone who works hard, pushes limits, stays constantly busy, yet finds that results do not match up with your effort, this message is for you. Hello and welcome to Mind Healing with Bhavesh. So before we begin, I would request you to take a breath. So you're working hard, clocking hours, answering emails, checking off tasks from the list like a warrior. But at the end of the day, you feel drained, not fulfilled at all. And you continue to wonder, why does it feel like I'm not getting anywhere? Welcome to the hamster wheel of busy work. Today we try to step off this wheel into something deeper. What if the very thing that you think is moving you forward is actually keeping you stuck? We have been taught that being productive means more work faster and all the time. But here's the truth. Real productivity means something completely different. It's not about ticking 50 check boxes, it's about moving one meaningful needle. One high impact task that makes the rest easier or irrelevant. What if your endless to-do list is just another way of avoiding what truly matters? What if busy is just a fear wearing a productive mask? Imagine this. You're walking through a dense jungle and you have a machete in your hand and you start hacking at every vine, every branch just to be able to move a few feet. That would be exhausting, isn't it? That's what most of us call work. We are spinning wheels, burning energy, stuck in motion, but it's not movement. This is the digital candy bar of modern life. A quick burst of I did something followed by an emotional crash of unfulfillment. But what if I told you there is another way? What if instead of fighting the jungle, you could find a hidden path that flows like a river through these trees? True effectiveness is like finding one master key that unlocks the entire house. It's strategic, it's elegant, it's less effort and more insight. Instead of trying every door, you find that one hidden lever that makes all others swing open. And that would be a game changer, wouldn't it be? That's strategic thinking, like I said. What if the solution that you're looking for isn't in doing more, but in seeing more clearly? What if genius isn't about working harder, but about finding the one thing that makes everything else easier? Let me share two powerful concepts. One is sustainable rhythm, and the second one is propulsion. Sustainable rhythm is the pace that fuels you and not drains you. It's that sweet spot where you're present, focused, and steady. There is no burnout, there is no breakdown, just flow. And then there is actual propulsion. Ask yourself, are your sails catching the wind or are you rowing against the tide? If your effort isn't converting into progress, something is off. What if the difference between exhaustion and energy is simply working with your natural rhythm instead of against it? And to fix this, you must discover your North Star of motivation. Why are you really doing all of this? Is it to impress? Is it to feel safe or stay in control? Or is it because it fills your soul? If your foundation is built on fear and approval, you can climb every ladder and still feel empty at the top. That is not productivity. That is anxiety. What if the work that truly matters is the work that makes you feel more alive, much more accomplished, fulfilled, satisfied? And your body knows the truth. That inner compass speaks before your mind can actually begin to lie. So ask yourself, does your work leave you energized or exhausted? Are you present or are you just pushing? This isn't about burnout, prevention. This is about personal fulfillment. What if your body has been trying to guide you towards work that serves your soul, but you were too busy to listen because of all the noise outside? And here comes the magic, the art of intentional pause. This is where real breakthrough comes alive. Just like music needs silence, your mind needs moments of nothingness to make sense of everything. Pause, breathe, and reflect. Did your last hour matter? Did that effort really move the needle? Or were you just reacting? Were you just responding to the noise? Now, this is reflection. This is release. This is mindfulness, not madness. What if the most productive thing that you could do is nothing at all? Doing nothing at all. What if the space between these actions is where wisdom lives? That makes all the work meaningful. Most of our hustle is a shadow dance of anxiety. Trying to prove, trying to catch up, trying to feel in control. But real progress, real peace comes when you face the discomfort instead of covering it up with more chaos. When you stop running from the feeling and start sitting with it. When you ask, what is this urgency really about? Why am I rushing? What if the thing that you're running away from is the very thing that holds the key to your freedom? What if your anxiety is not your enemy, it is just a messenger trying to guide you back home? Eventually, you will learn this. It's not about doing more. It's about shedding off the extra layers, removing the noise, the fluff, the digital distractions, the unnecessary complexity. And then you will find something really amazing. An effortless flow where clarity leads, where the execution is done with calm. That's not laziness, that is mastery. What if true power comes not from adding more, but from removing what all doesn't serve anymore? What if the secret of having more is wanting less? Let me ask you this question, something really deeper. What would happen if you stopped for one full moment right now? Would the world collapse? Or would you finally hear what your soul has been trying to tell you all along? What if the most productive thing you could do today is nothing at all? What if the answer is not in the next task, but the space between these tasks? What if your worth isn't measured by the output, but how present you were in that task? What if being human is more important than being productive? You don't need more tools. You don't need more apps. You don't need to multitask. You don't need to burn out. You just need one shift. From the checklist to the inner compass. From chasing productivity to living with intention. From running to dancing with purpose. When your work starts flowing from alignment, you won't just get things done. You will create things that matter. And that is the difference between activity and advancement, between motion and meaning, between busyness and purpose. What if the work that you're meant to do feels less like work and more like a play? Isn't that what Steve Jobs was mentioning? Let's try this sacred practice. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you dive into the day, sit quietly just for 5 minutes and ask yourself what really matters today. Not what's urgent, not what's expected, but what matters. And let that question settle into your bones. Let that answer arise from silence. And let that answer guide your choices throughout the day. This is how you step off from that hamster wheel I was talking about. This is how you find your way back home to work that is effortless, that matters, to a life that feels more aligned and fulfilled. What if the most revolutionary thing that you could do is to slow down enough to be able to remember who you really are beneath all this doing? Stop being busy and start being purposeful. The difference between motion and movement is the difference between surviving and thriving. But the choice is yours, my dear friends. I hope you make a right choice. I hope you like this video as well. And if you did, you're more than welcome to share it along to people whom you love and care for. And if you like the things that we're discussing, the kind of things that we're discussing, I would urge you to subscribe to this channel. We continue to post videos like such on these deeper topics every now and then. And this is Bhavish Ahuja from Mind Dealing with Bhavish. Until the next video, I want you to stay blessed, stay healthy, and catch hold of this wisdom if you can. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really means a lot to me. And I shall see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.